Okay, so one moment this truck is driving down I-80 near Yuba Pass. The next moment, yeah, absolute disaster. Another truck tries to pass and it ends with a major accident. Thankfully, the driver had time to stop and no one was hurt. Good evening. That is just one example of what is happening all across the region.
And it is a big part of why highway officials are telling drivers to make their trip in the Sierra tomorrow during a gap in the storms.
ABC 10's Alicia Machado is tracking conditions on the roads tonight.
She has a closer look at exactly what it'll take to get you up the high country for the weekend.
Some fresh powder falling over the Sierra, but drivers who want to get up here for some weekend fun will have to get through this. Chain controls are in effect.
A powerful winter storm blowing through the Sierra, bringing with it whiteout conditions on the roads and winds strong enough to make ski lifts sway.
Everybody's got this current bomb cyclone on their mind because it's a big one. It's been significant, easily 2 to 3 inches of snow an hour, which is a very impressive total. It's whiteout conditions at the top.
Hours later, this left behind on the roads. Drivers maneuvering chains over their wheels with chain controls in effect to head up to the mountains. Many we spoke with determined to get through these challenging conditions to get to local ski resorts.
We planned it way in advance and knew that we needed to be prepared for it, and here we are.
Nicholas Lauren from San Francisco getting both ends of the storm.
Where we are in San Francisco, we were dealing with power outages and bad weather there.
Up on the slopes, Kirkwood Mountain Resort had 3 lifts open Thursday as fresh powder fell. But with nearby mountain passes closed to drivers, communications manager Dennis Baggett says only those who were already at the resort could enjoy it. As this storm system dies down, Kirkwood expecting a great day Friday on the slopes.
Friday the 6th is really going to be a beautiful day. It's going to break open with the clouds, should be pretty bluebird. We expect to get much more of our mountain open if the passes are able to open so we can get more staff in.
But we aren't out of the woods just yet. Another system bringing snow to the Sierra expected to come in over the weekend.
I encourage everybody to first check the road conditions before heading out, and second, check the forecast, because just because the road conditions are good when you're, say, leaving the Bay Area or Sacramento, doesn't mean they're necessarily going to be good when you get here. If the storm is picking up.
Caltrans is recommending that travelers who want to come up to the Sierra drive on Friday when there's a break in the rain and snow.
As for the rest of the weekend, another system on the way. So if you're planning on heading up here, expect delays and bring chains.
Yeah, meteorologist Carly Gomez is standing by now with a first check of that forecast, Carly.
Yeah, and good point there with Alicia. Yeah, we are seeing a break, especially moving through tomorrow. But if you're coming back and spending a long weekend there, you're going to need chains coming back. Now, take a look at some of the snow totals. Central Sierra Snow Lab here bringing in close to about 9 inches of snow in just the last 24 hours, not counting today's snowfall. And we've seen almost 50 inches already in the 7-day snowfall totals. But the water year to date, 223 inches. The average is 115. So, wow, we are pretty much there, doubled what we should be this time of year. So looking pretty good. But how's the rest of the state doing? The Northern Sierra looking good too, 42% of average. The Southern Sierra, 203% of average. And the percent of the April 1st average, which is when we typically stop our water year in terms of we don't usually get very many storm systems after April. So April 1st is usually that cutoff. So being 70% of that, we're looking pretty good so far. We have a lot more storms in the pipeline. Let's talk about the winter storm warning. That's only going to remain in effect until 4 a.m. So just maybe a few more hours to go as we have some of these storms starting to dwindle down and take off here. And we see them starting to break up. Areas around Sacramento pretty much clear for the most part. Just a few scattered showers remaining into the foothill spots, as well as some snow flurries still sitting over the area. But into tomorrow morning, this is our last stretch of showers we're seeing right around 4:30 a.m. pushing through. That morning commute should look a lot better. We'll get the breakup of the cloud coverage, bringing us even some partly cloudy skies tomorrow, but we're talking more rain on the way. Coming up, my full weather forecast.
Carly, thank you. Strong winds are responsible for blowing down this tree in Crocker Park on 3rd Street in Midtown. We've seen photos like this all day. If you have any photos from your neck of the woods, you can send them to us via the Near Me section of the ABC 10 app. You might even see them on air. A section of Sibley Street is closed in Folsom tonight because of some minor flooding there.
But as ABC 10's Luke Clary explains, even a few inches of water is not safe to try to drive through.
Well, I'm here on Sibley Street, which is closed from Blue Ravine Road up to Levy Road, and it's not hard to see why. Just take one look at the driving surface, and it is entirely flooded here. Now, on this side, I would estimate that this is about a foot to a foot and a half deep, but if you come over this way, it gets significantly deeper. It's hard to say, but at least 2 feet, maybe 3, as the creek comes over the road here. And then when it hits that median, it just sort of turns into some rapids in the middle of the street. Now, speaking to authorities, they ask that drivers do not drive through this. It's that well-known admonition: turn around, don't drown. And that's because while it looks like maybe you could get through it, you just can't see to the bottom there. It's murky. The driving surface could actually have been swept away, so it could be much deeper than it looks. And with a number of people having sadly lost their lives in recent storms, in the water, on driving surfaces in our area, again, just another tragic reminder of how dangerous these conditions can be.
New at 11. This was the scene just days ago in El Dorado County. The New Year's storm flooded roads in Cameron Park, forcing evacuations. Now, 5 days later, we are getting a first-hand look at the damage this water caused. Companies have been getting calls for help, and I followed along with one of them as they work to make these homes livable again. Desperately trying to dry out from back-to-back storms. Neighbors in Shingle Springs have been working for days to clean up this mess caused by recent flooding.
How high did the water come up?
So it was about a foot and a half high, and now this is showing me that this wall is still saturated.
This home suffered inches of flooding. Imagine water in this river was so high from back-to-back storms it came up over this street, pushed its way into these homes, flooding several inches inside, causing thousands of dollars worth of damage. We're not just talking about the walls. The pool is full of muddy water. Landscaping is damaged, and the team tells us the owners might need a whole new kitchen. The 5-star restoration team tells us the process is lengthy, including drying out the home and tearing up damaged drywall, flooring, and cabinets.
We do our best to absolutely save everything we can.
Over the weekend, we had about 90 jobs come in between Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and they're still coming in, but we're trying to take care of as many people as we can right now.
They also warn homeowners the hidden dangers of the floodwater itself.
So normal clean water situations, when someone's got a flood, like a broken pipe or something, we can go in and dry out the structure. But this situation, we got contaminants in the water, so we've got to cut things out.
Aaron also recommends you examine your insurance policies carefully. Not all are the same.
Not every situation is going to be covered under your homeowner's policies. This type of situation where you've got groundwater coming in, this will have to have flood insurance to be covered. A normal water damage in a home will be covered if it comes from a toilet overflow or a broken pipe, that sort of thing. But if it's groundwater, water that hits the ground before it comes into the home, they consider that flood.
If you get flood insurance for your property, most residential flood insurance is provided through the National Flood Insurance Program, which is administered by FEMA, and it typically takes 30 days to go into effect. Important information on what you need to know about flood insurance can be found on our website, abc10.com.
And sadly, we are hearing about heavy flooding in several places tonight. That includes people living on West Rose Street in Stockton. The family say some of that flooding is coming from a storm drain. They say it's kicking water up and back onto the street. A few families even sent a list of their losses to the city, but they said the city kicked their claims back and told the families their monitors showed the drain was doing what it was supposed to do.
I'm not sure why these problems are coming up. It's like you would know that proper drainage in this community is needed.
And we're told the city went into the neighborhood to fix these problems a few years ago, but obviously they are back.